Hello and welcome back to the Perth to Paisley podcast, the first proper episode of the 2025-2026 season. And honestly, has it ever been this good before? I don't think so, at least in the time that we've had this podcast. So, to discuss just wall-to-wall positivity where it'll inevitably all go wrong, I, as ever, am Daniel McIver, joined by Adam Kennedy. Adam, how excited actually are you about this new season?
I might actually have to immediately kind of swallow my words, and we're only the second. You said the first proper episode of the season, and
How are we
I might have to
already in this
take.
position and
I might
we've
have
not
to.
even kicked off properly?
I might have to take back what I said about this Poxy League Cup group stage because we've just
Yes,
are steamrolling teams.
it's
It's
the
great.
best. It's
Yes,
class.
granted, some of them are part time, but you know,
That's
listen,
fine print.
exactly. You're only up against what you're up against, and there was one team that we've beaten in pre-season that certainly is the polar opposite of part-time. So that's fun. That's one that I'm sure you'll be delighted with.
Yep.
Um, yeah, this is uncharted territory, isn't it?
Yep,
In
that's a
terms
good
of
way of
this
putting it.
this level of optimism. I'm approaching with caution, I think. Very much kind of how I viewed the whole Jamestown involvement and Tony Bloom's investment. It's like, yeah, that sounds good on paper, but what's the catch? And ultimately, we're kind of yet to see it. So until it arises, I'm more than happy to just keep plodding along. How are you?
I'm doing really good in terms of just hearts are good, and therefore anything else that's going on in my life, I can always caveat it with, but at least hearts are good. Uh, Come back to me next Monday night at 10:30, and depending on the result, we'll see how true that still is. But
And other results elsewhere in the league, of
aye,
course.
exactly. But I saw, I think it was Barry Anderson on the day of Gordon's testimonial with that result. It was a year to the day that we'd been beaten 3-0 by
Yeah.
Fleetwood. Just imagine telling somebody on that day how, I mean, you'd have to put them through the season we just had. So maybe they believe that, considering the performance against Fleetwood. But could you believe that we'd be in this position in what is such a relatively short time, especially because McInnes has only been in and around the club for like 6 weeks, 2 months?
Ultimately, no. I think as well the change in our business as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like last summer, we viewed it as a really good window.
Yeah.
Whereas and the players were known to us. Whereas it's the polar opposite this time, where they're unknown, so you're willing to kind of immediately give them that little benefit of the doubt and that little bit more leeway. Um, but it looks like virtually all of them have hit the ground running immediately. And yes, again, I'm going to caveat that and say we're up against part-time opposition, and we even said as much last week. It should be 12 points from 12. It should be 4 victories from as many games. Um, but the contrast is stark. And again, we've also mentioned in previous seasons upon this podcast that we don't buy too much into pre-season. Um, However, that Sunderland performance and certainly the result has me excited when Fleetwood this time last year had us
Looked like
nervously peep,
Fiorentina.
nervously peeping over our shoulder. Yes.
Yeah. Um,
So yeah, I never thought that Fleetwood Town and Fiorentina would have comparisons, mate. So that's good. That's another one off the 2025-26 bingo card. I didn't have that on.
Strap in for this season, folks. This is what you're going to be getting, the usual shite. You're right in terms of what you say, that you're always a bit foolish if you read too much into pre-season, both good or bad, because it often is not the way the season goes. But as you say, we can speak from very recent experience where every single Hearts fan went, oh, it feels like pre-season hasn't gone very well. And then last season was the worst in our podcast history, at least. So, as you say, we have just had, since we last spoke to you, 4 Premier Sports, I was about to call it the Betfred, Premier Sports League Cup group stage
Been the
games
Betfred for a while.
for years.
I forgot it was even the Betfred before the Premier Sports Cup.
Yep,
I'm thinking of it as the CIS.
love you, Betfred. We played 4 games. As you hinted at, the minimum expectation was 4 wins when you looked at the opposition: Dunfermline, Hamilton, Stirling Albion, and Dumbarton. We came out of that with not only 4 wins from 4, but 16 goals scored, 1 goal conceded, 4-0, 4-0, 4-0, and 4-1. We just scored hundreds of goals. And a general sense of optimism, which, when you look back at our history of this stage of this competition, I don't think even when we've previously done all right, we were ever this comprehensively comfortable. How have you felt the past month has been from the competitive perspective?
No, I think that's spot on. I think we've approached it with a real air of caution, but a sense of professionalism, kind of seriousness, and just haven't let up regardless of the opponent. I sort of highlighted it last week. I'm pleased with how the fixtures fell because you want to get the trickiest one out of the way first. That obviously being by league ranking, Dunfermline Athletic.
And it ended up being the case as well. It was one of them where it's not a surprise that like Dumbarton throws up something. Dunfermline were our hardest opposition as well.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that obviously they're the only team to have scored against us, and the goal is an annoyance, but the young lad
Benny, man,
takes it really well. Benny and Kent,
and Xander, all three of them.
But hey,
bring back CG.
But aside from that, it was that was probably the strangest game in terms of the start was great, then it was rubbish, and then we were kind of bailed out, and then after we were bailed out, just cruised towards the end. It was kind of strange, but that was basically our warm up, and then the final kind of trio have been great. I honestly think that we could have made the scorelines anything that we really wanted to, which is fantastic. I also see that Scott McLeish, who I gave a shout out to in 442, and was quick to post that's obviously now 4 goals in each of our last 4 games. The last time that we did so was 1959-60, and just that very season was the last time that Heart and Midlothian were Scottish champions. So I'm not reading too much into it, McIver, but basically we're going to make a real good dent at this.
God. What's that, like 9-ish minutes before the first hugely spurious claim is made for the season? Great.
Exactly. We're not even starting with the predictions yet.
No, exactly. I feel like I didn't make any of the games apart from the Dumbarton game. And I felt like that was, ironically, the pick of the bunch in terms of how professional it was. At halftime, we had 78% possession, had 10 corners and 8 shots on target. And it felt like me and my dad were at it. My dad was like, this is what it feels, I imagine for Dumbarton, this is what it feels like when we go to Parkhead. Just constant under pressure. And that was the pick of the bunch for me in terms of performance. But it's like, I've seen us drop points and get beat to Peterhead, to Dunfermline in this competition at this stage.
Wraith Rovers as well, I think.
Wraith, needing Craig Halkett to go up front in the 90th minute to get a winner against Stennismuir at Tynecastle. Yes, it is a minimum expectation for Hearts to get 12 out of 12 here, but we have never done it previously. And the fact that we've done it with such ease should be something to celebrate regardless of the level of opposition. And a big thing that I wanted to kind of focus on was so quick. When we've made, like, as we are recording, we've made 7 signings, right? And they're all from, apart from Stuart Finlay, they're all from different corners of the world.
Foreign lands.
Yeah. Who I know Ocean McEntee is Irish and played in England, but still, it's still foreign lands by the dictionary definition sense. Often the criticism levelled is that, they won't know what they're in for. They won't know they'll need time to adapt. The biggest positive I felt from the League Cup games was that I'm almost immediately, it was like, this feels like a squad that knows each other's strengths.
Yeah, it feels like the warm weather training camp was actually worthwhile and not a complete waste of time. You mentioned that Dumbarton game as well. I think the thing that probably pleased me the most is the fact that Hearts were basically through having won the opening three games and
Yeah,
won them so convincingly. Um, of course, don't want to take anything for granted, but that should have meant that Hearts won the group anyway.
yeah.
But it's nice to kind of not let up, and I think
Hmm.
that's kind of the tone and overall kind of the feeling that I'm hopeful that we can take into the Premiership campaign. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think in terms of kind of things just clicking, like I am very impressed because it's not even like I mean, even the two signings that we've made from Norway, they were both in separate divisions. So
Yeah,
it's not even
true.
like you could say that they've watched one another in the same league or whatever. Um, so I can't really recall when it's all come together so swimmingly. I think
Yeah.
that is one benefit.
0506 Middlesbrough. Roman Bednar debut. Is it too early to say something like that?
Okay, that's 12 minutes for McIver's first one. But what I was going to say, I can't remember now. It was literally just
I've completely
you have
destabilised you by suggesting we're going to split the old fun.
for the predictions, click here.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not
No,
that.
not that. Go on,
I was about to
ballsy.
say, no, I was about to say I'm not that arrogant, and then we're going to get to some of the predictions, and
Oh dear God.
I'm going to speak about the game at the weekend, yeah, and arrogance is going to be dripping off me. So maybe that's the wrong tone.
Um, but no, going back to what we were talking about in terms of kind of the makeup of the team, that is one thing that I like. It's easy to slam the League Cup group stages that I have for that, and
Yeah,
personally, I hope to never be back here. But this does effectively act as your pre-season. You replace
yeah,
friendlies with preparation, and players will want that themselves. Like everybody says about kind of yeah, we're back to the competitive stuff early. It's probably what the players want. Like
yeah.
you can try and make your mark in friendlies as much as they want, but if you're not picked come that first league squad, then I think immediately you're up against it. So that is kind of the one bonus is that really, as much as the expectations there that we have to win every game, the pressure's really off because
Mhm.
I mean Hearts could have fielded 9 men, you and I, and we probably would get through this League Cup group. So
Aye,
the fact that obviously we're relying on new signings to have that bedding in period thick and even then the games come thick and fast. So we've got
yeah.
that chance to rotate what was playing the Saturday or whatever to then a Tuesday, Wednesday night, what have you. So yeah, we've not pissed about, used it as the ideal prep, and even then, I think we need only look at the league last year. Aberdeen went on a
Hmm.
fantastic run
That's what
at
I
the
was
start
going
of
to
the Scottish
say.
Premiership
Yeah.
season, and a large chunk of that they were playing, East Kilbride, I think Elgin, a
Hmm.
couple of others maybe in this competition,
Yeah.
and just you took it into that first league game at St Johnstone, and just momentum just carried them to what
Yeah.
10, 11 games unbeaten or something like
Yeah.
that.
31 for the first 33 points or something like that.
Yeah, including
Um,
coming from two down at Parkhead. So
yeah.
I think if we can do that, then I'll
I'll
be I'll
take
be
it.
I'll be very excited then.
The final thing I wanted to kind of touch on from the games is the style of play itself. My dad, especially against Dumbarton, was both buzzing and also just annoyed because he was like, we could have had this for the last 3, 4 years because the style of football is really enjoyable to watch. And again, yes, caveat, it's against part-time teams, but we'll get to something in a minute where we did the exact same thing against Premier League opposition and looked and strolled through it. But not only just the style of play, everything's really forward. Cammy Devlin's now just in Cruyff turns, spinning and playing a ball forward, and it's like, what has happened to you this pre-season? But here's a question for you: have you ever, in the 20, nearly 25 plus years that you've been going to Hearts games, have you ever felt more confident for crosses in your life?
Crosses and set pieces.
Yeah.
Like it's nice to see that the appointment of the set piece coach has gone so far so good. Again,
But
don't
that's
care that
kind
it's against part-time teams,
but
but
this is what I mean. I feel like that's
it's
not as a
routines that
bigger
we're working
criticism.
on.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like like I saw someone make the point, I can't remember who it was, where it's like it's irregardless if it's against part-time teams when so much of it is how good the quality of the ball is. That's
Yeah.
unrelated to your opposition. And it does, I will be honest, part of the thing does just seem to be go and cross a good ball in and aim for one of the big guys. And it's like, what have we been doing for the 150 years prior as Heart of Midlothian that this is like a revolution?
It's also, it makes me wonder why on earth no wide player had been signed by the club since
Yeah, what a
Alan
novelty
Forrest.
having a wide player is.
I mean, was he actually the last? I feel like he's the last winger that we signed, genuinely, prior to this window.
Oh God, there's a question. We even played Milinkovic centrally, and he was brought in as a winger.
I know, but he obviously
Gino,
Alan Forrest back.
but we
Again,
played
stuck
him
up front.
striker. Aye,
Yeah.
yeah. Gervain Castanier.
I- Again, Forrest came after, but like Ginelli was here, and previously we then decided to bring him back and stick him up front.
Yeah.
Crazy what happens when you get pace in the wide areas and actual targets to aim for, be that Lauren Shanklin's five-finger forehead or Claudio Su Braga.
Let's just speak about the new signings because, as you say, they all seem class. But
Who's
Braga's
your favourite?
obviously it's me, so it's McEntee because I'm that type of
Boring.
guy. Yeah, hey, he delivered best against the Premier League opposition, right? That's what I'm at. Him and
Aye.
Harry
So
Milne.
one performance against Sunderland, and all of a sudden he's worthy of the Ballon d'Or.
Correct. Obviously, next is, I would say, joint in a weird way, Braga and Kizaridis. Just Braga's had more of a physical impact, but Kizaridis, I'm just like, you think you're way above us, and so far you're proving that you are. So I'm fully on board with it because he just
He's using and abusing us, isn't he?
there was
It's
a
like being
moment.
dumped by like an attractive girl, and then you just settle for somebody just to try and make the attractive girl jealous. We are the munter that Kizaridis has opted for.
I was like,
He'll-
who
he'll
are
be-
we in this
He'll
scenario?
he'll be off to a supermodel in no time. I mean, just look at him. He looks like one. He's fantastic.
There was a moment in the Dumbarton game when he came on, and in about the 70th minute mark, he got moved across to our near side in the main stand. He got put a left wing, and he like got past a guy and went to pass it, but he slipped. And you know that noise that football fans make where it's like, ah. But
Yeah,
as
grown.
he slipped, the opposition player slipped. So Kizaridis was able to get up and still make the pass and then spittle fired over the bar.
Oh.
And everybody applauded. But as everybody applauded, he turned around and went like that. As if like, don't you dare even like suggest I'd messed that up. So love him.
He's got something, doesn't he? We Peter
Yeah.
Parker out on the left there. He's
Like, I believe me, it makes me buzzing that he does Spider-Man today. But we're getting the Avengers together. Kenny Vargas was back this week. It's going to be great. We're going to get them all. Who's got Black Widow somewhere and Hulk? It's going to be amazing.
imagine that pair on the flags. There they are, just giving it.
So good. On the flip side to Kizaridis, with his wee bit of arrogance, Braga feels like he cannot believe his fucking luck that he is here. The smiliest,
I can't believe my luck
happiest
he's
guy. But this is the thing. So,
You see why he's been dubbed the Labrador.
yeah, exactly. Where he just is buzzing to be around everyone at all times. Every signing has looked good. As a bare minimum.
Yeah, good at worst.
Yeah.
Which
And then
is-
so, like Braga has got 5 and 5, even if you don't count the testimonial, which I have a feeling he will. I think he'll be like, I've got
100%
6
he will.
and 5.
You know full well he's tapping up his agent, going, "Remember, I've scored against Premier League opposition. you tell them or whoever."
Exactly.
Yeah, this is going to really sting in it because I'd like.
What, when he gets his traditional 8-month injury in October after he scored 10 in his first 10?
Either that, or when he lights the league up, Celtic and Rangers are reported to be interested, courtesy of Keith Jackson at the Daily Record. But thankfully, we sell down south or somewhere. Oh,
£10 million minimum, please.
oh, he's just magnificent, isn't he? That being said, the Sioux.
I hate it. I hate every aspect of it.
I'm not a fan. However, because I don't like Cristiano Ronaldo.
Neither do I.
Personally, I'm messy over Ronaldo.
Yep.
Full stop. However, if that can get on opposition fans' backs, I will join in the stands with him doing it. I'm that committed. Imagine a last gasp winner at Easter Road, Pittodrie, Ibrox, Parkhead, and the silence that is emanating from 3 stands, our fans going tonto, and he's just over there in the corner going, "See!" That would be unbelievable. I am fully on board. And he's ridiculously handsome as well, so he has that goal.
He is stunning. He's 2005 Van Nistelrooy without the long hair. But yeah, listen, it's going brilliantly. As I say, shout out to McEntee. He's not a new signing, but shout out to Harry Milne, because good God, why do we now just have this new left-back factory where we're terrified about who we've lost and it turns out the next one's fine?
You know, the conveyor belt. It is the Cove Rangers Roberto Carlos. Like, what on earth? Like, where does he come from? He's like...
Cove Rangers.
He's just a Partick Thistle.
Exactly.
But I don't know. I look at Harry Milne and I just think he's like somebody playing pro clubs. Like how on earth have you... like, his delivery is incredible. And again, like, I don't know if the Penrice transfer has been in the works, so maybe that's why we got him in January, and then he's kind of used that time to bed in and work on his own game, keep his head down. But I mean, it's obviously his to lose. I wouldn't say no to a little bit of competition for him, but I mean, Penrice, that's fine. If he's the next James Penrice and we get a couple mil for him from... I was going to say PAOK Salonika, but obviously Greg Taylor signed for them from Panathinaikos.
Yeah, Olympiacos.
Olympiacos, whoever. I'm not going to say no.
Yeah. So, all this positivity, absolutely flying through, seeded easy as you like. It was for fuck all, because we got the hardest possible draw away at St Mirren. How do you feel about that?
Disgusted. Absolutely minging draw. Literally could not have been any worse. Until you read into Derek McInnes's record.
No, I don't like this because folk are getting too excited.
No, but you've got to cling on to something. And look, Neil Critchley beat St Mirren and Paisley.
True.
Acted on penalties to get through an ugly cup tie. Do we think that'll be a Monday night again for the telly?
Probably, aye. It probably will be.
I noticed that they said that the ties were to be played weekend of August 16th and 17th.
17th, yeah.
Which would imply Saturday,
Sunday.
It
should just be those 2 days.
Again, like the fact our season opener is on a Monday night. I get it. You're trying something different, but you're up against no other competition, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, Monday night fixtures. Okay.
Great.
But in terms of the rest of the draw, I mean, the Old Firm get their usual Allo at home for Rangers.
I just laughed when I saw that.
Come on. Newly promoted Falkirk for Celtic at home. Same again, actually, after they beat us in the cup last year. Kelly Dundee United's a decent one, because at least one of them will be out. Livy Hibs, we're obviously hoping for
Come
a
on.
scalp. That would be
Macaulay Tate and Davy Martindale, what your magic? Aidan Dedham's fucked himself.
Danny Wilson last minute.
Oh, yeah.
After headed on by Ryan McGowan.
I was going to say, Gowers is it? It's the Hearts. Yeah, exactly. Come on.
And even Aberdeen getting Morton at Capello. Like, come on. Like, this is where it's nonsense. Because I get, like, Hibs last season were obviously lost to Kelty and then were unseeded and drew Celtic away. Yeah. But that can happen. That was your own fault for losing to Kelty. But as you say,
we've been flawless.
Cruised through this group stage. And our reward is St Mirren away. Like,
fuck you, Alan Hutton.
Wanker.
Terrible. But
no matter. Sorry, I'm already coming for Alan Hutton at the episode of the season, but rightly so. I'm
coming for some other institution. I'm not suggesting Alan Hutton's an institution, by the way. He's a man. He's a man unto himself, but he's not an institution. But Sunderland AFC, you fucking charlatans. A Premier League team in name alone and nothing fucking else. Because they travelled to Gorgie this past weekend for a much more important A man that is an institution, Craig Gordon.
So I just got my yo-yo out there because
I
they're
was like,
immediately
I was
back
like,
down at the
what he
you know,
did? They are. Listen, I saw it on Twitter.
20th.
Saw it on Twitter. That team that we fucking scudded had 100 million spent on it just this summer. McEntee and Milne were ripping the piss out their wingers, and it turned out they're the guys they've spent 20 million each on.
I tell you what, Eric Ten Hag must be an absolute fraudster because Granit Xhaka is desperate to join Sunderland.
Yeah.
That's Sunderland.
Unbelievable.
He must miss something about England, but even then, he's not heading back to London. He's going up the northeast. So
exactly to fucking
don't
Sunderland.
Don't know what the thinking is there. Like there's jumping ship, and then there's just be desperate to get here.
Yeah, but we'll get into the game in a second. The most important part of the day was the way they celebrate my favourite footballer of all time, the best academy player ever from the club, the best goalkeeper in Scottish history. Fuck you, Jim Leighton and all that other shit.
Former British transfer record.
Yep, to the scum themselves.
Premier League's best ever save.
Yep. The most handsome man alive, Craig Gordon.
He's up there.
He is up there. The best aged man.
Yes.
Like,
fine wine.
Yeah, fucking hell, Craig. I can see where the money went. But
exactly, when you see pictures of him as a teenager, I mean, it gives me
gives us all hope.
That's
exactly, yeah.
That's all I'm saying, Craig G.
100%. The absolute best. I'm so glad, and this sounds like I'm making it something that I'm not. I was so happy to see the amount of people that were there for him. Because I've been to testimonials where there's fucking like 5,000 folk there, and you just kind of sat like, this is a bit uncomfortable. Like Gary Locke's testimonial against Stoke. Like,
yeah,
there was fucking nobody there. Like, I was there, but it was a bit like...
I mean, in fairness to Gary Locke, he did call it quits on his playing career
a long time ago.
But yes, you're right. It was obviously to honour the GOAT. The greatest goalkeeper that we've ever produced, the greatest goalkeeper that we've seen between the six at Tynecastle Park, and a bona fide Hearts legend that hopefully can get his romantic fairy tale at the World Cup with Scotland.
No, fuck that. I think we're fucking with that.
If it's from a club perspective and his arms get tired at lifting not one, not two, but all three trophies, then that's the perfect way to go out, isn't it?
I made a promise on Twitter when McKinnon signed that if Gordon wins a cup this season, I'd get a Gordon tattoo. So,
and of what? Him holding
I don't know yet.
Aloft,
probably like the silhouette of him holding it or something, or like CG and then the date or so. I'd get something.
You can't just get a top and Gordon one on the back.
No, that's shit. Fuck that. No, I'd get something. Yeah.
Could you get him like through the years on your along your back?
An entire back piece of Craig Gordon. Yeah, exactly.
It's like the left hand side is him as a teenager, and then it just gradually turns over to him now.
I am running out of space.
To continue it, so you need to go up the top, and then just get him as a pensioner like underneath that and whatever. Just keep it going.
I am running out of space, so back might be the only place I can end up getting this. But I think I did make that promise. So listen, Dale, if you're listening, that's an incentive alone to get that. But yeah,
Love
listen.
That. The first ever Perth to Paisley bet, I guess. It's not.
I guess so.
Or packed, a Perth to Paisley packed.
Yeah, if you can get Gordon in his final season to win a cup, I'll get a CG tattoo. But obviously, it was a shame that he couldn't properly play any meaningful amount of time in it. I will be honest, when he kicked that ball out, I went, oh, fuck me, he's back. Because his distribution's as shite as it always has been. But then it turns out, no, it was a pre-planned thing. I'm glad he still got on the pitch. To be honest, with a quality opposition, he could have just fucking stayed there and they would have been fine.
I was about to say, he and Xander could have stood at either post and Ryan Fulton swinging from the crossbar, and I don't think it would have made a blind bit of difference. Nice of him to get that standing ovation as well. Because I always think it's like, you can see it enough from an outfielder.
But you never get it for goalies,
no, I can only think of two examples, really, and that was Alan McGregor against us in the cup final for Rangers, which was
Yeah.
weird because then they gave him a year's extension anyway.
Yeah.
And Craig Gordon in his last appearance for Scotland, which I
Yeah.
don't think ended up
And
being
now,
his last
is it?
appearance
Yeah,
anyway.
exactly.
So really, really strange. Obviously that's a sign of things to come, and it's probably not his last appearance for us. So there you go.
I really hope it's not. And obviously, he went into a wee bit more depth after the game more than he has done about how it's a nerve issue with his neck and down his arms, stuff like that. So the absolute priority is just that fixes itself, not getting out for Hearts. But the hope is that he still will make at least one more appearance comparatively. But to just kind of touch on the game, I'll be on it. Listen, I'm mocking them and I hate them for my English bias. But I was thinking it was like, well, this is a Premier League team coming. We're going to be on the end of a wee bit of hiding. Stoke came up, obviously, a few years ago, as I say, with Locke's testimonial, and it was a very tight game. And then just even across the city last week, Bolton came up, and by all accounts, it was quite an even game with Hibs, but did end up comfortably winning in the end in McGregor's testimonial. So, and then I'll be honest, as the game was passing, I was like, okay, they're this bad. This must be their first pre-season game. They can't have played anything because they're this terrible.
But then I see they've taken like a draw off Seville. And
they drew with Sevilla and got beat by Sporting Lisbon 1-0, but they were denied 2 penalties that they should have had. So it's like, there is no excuse. I know Sunderland fans.
That, Celtic scudded Sporting Lisbon, so maybe it's a
maybe.
Scottish game. Maybe we're doing a disservice. Maybe it's better than some think it is.
I know, right, that Sunderland fans have been so fucking quick to be like, oh, listen, Hearts are at full fitness. They're ready to play their season and stuff, so we're way ahead of them. Your squad, according to Transfermarkt, what do you think our squad is worth on Transfermarkt?
Oh, did I not see this? Was it not something like 17 mil or something like that?
So, according to Transfermarkt, it's 18.5 million.
Close.
Right? What do you think Sunderland's is?
I guess 5-6 times that, maybe 108 mil or something.
Keep fucking going. $250 million.
Seriously?
They've spent 100 million just this summer.
Jesus.
And that's, by the way, before you include Xhaka. Xhaka's not been added to this transfer mark. 229.6 million. That, I could not give a fuck about how we're at nearly competitive levels. We played Dumbarton and Hamilton, guys. Like, shut up. You've been spending 100 million and we made you look like still in Albion and Hamilton. You are fucking nailed on to finish 20th in that division. They'll break Derby's record. They'll get 4 points, and it'll be a win and a draw against Man United. And we'll all laugh at Man United as just the world of football fans. And it'll be 25-0 aggregate score in the Tyneside Derby. And I can't fucking wait.
The English have only got themselves to blame for this. Like the gap between the Premier League teams and not. I mean,
it's ridiculous.
The last 2 seasons that the 3 promoted,
they've just all went back down. Yeah,
going straight back down. You wouldn't be surprised if it was all 3 again, really. I hope not. I mean, personally, I would like to see Sunderland stay in the top tier. You're going to hate me for that. But it'd be an easy 6 points for you every season.
It would. It's a fair point. If they finished 17th every season and were useless except providing Newcastle with 6 points, that's fine.
And to me, like, I'm a bit of a traditionalist, a nostalgia merchant. I remember Sunderland being in the Prem and for a good few, like, They are a Prem team in terms of resources and facilities and whatever.
Which just makes it funnier the last several years.
I mean, and the Netflix show and all that. But yeah, if Leeds and Sunderland could stay up, that'd be great. But
I'd like Leeds to stay up.
Would I bet the gaff on it? No.
But we were just great. Like, we literally were just great. McEntee, that was his standout performance thus far. He won everything in the air, I felt.
Yeah, I mean, again, try not to read too much into it because I was reminded that Gerald Taylor looked excellent against Tottenham this time last year. So, again, take it with a pinch of salt. But yes, I'd probably be more impressed with his application and desire in the competitive games.
Yeah.
To be honest with you. And again, I'm ashamed to admit this, but it was snobbery from me with the level that he was playing at. I thought there's no way that a team that capitulated in League Two like Walsall did how can one of their players then move to us on a free transfer? But sometimes it just goes to show that there's diamonds in the rough. So thankfully, that's the beauty of JTA, isn't it?
Well, the beauty of Jamestown is what we hope carries us to a successful season. And that leads us perfectly
Move.
onto
Velvety segue that.
our predictions for the season. Good God, in a year's time, we'll look back at this and cry. So, we have traditionally Hearts-related categories, but then the meat and potatoes of it is the predicted league table.
Because, of course, everybody gets 12 out of 12 each and every year.
Yep, absolutely. We will start with our categories, which are signing of the season, top goal scorer, young player of the season, and how we'll do in the cups as a general point. So,
sorry, can we explain that?
Yeah, we should probably
how we'll do in the cups. So MacGyver was running through the categories as to what we're going to talk about in terms of the league table or predictions, what have you. I'm now going to caveat this and say completely forgot about the categories, so I'm making them up as they go along. But his last one was one that he called "How We'll Get On in the Cups," and he did that very motion as he was talking and raising his voice like that. So we've decided that may well stick for the remainder of the season.
Whenever we talk about the cups, it's how have we done in the cups? That's the
I can't believe we're out the cup, or this is the year we win the cup. But yes. So
well, let's start there. How Jink will do in the cups. I'm going to come to you each time.
We're going to win one.
Oh God!
Don't know which one, but that's the beauty of it.
Right.
I really hope it's a shitty League Cup so that we can just put an end. Like, this is the only stick that Hibs and Aberdeen fans can beat us with.
Yeah.
So to put an end to that would be really nice. I think I say we're going to win it every year. So eventually, the law of averages says that one of these times we might.
What about the Scottish Cup? How well will we do there?
Runners up.
Oh, it's confident from you. It's confident from you.
It's the
first one. It's the first category, and we're already basically a perfect one of the best seasons of our lifetime.
I tell you what, we won't forget the directions to Hampden in a hurry.
No, we won't. I think we'll be semi-final of the League Cup because we will never win this trophy again.
Interesting. So you think we'll navigate through that horrendous tie? Okay.
And I think we'll be runners-up in the Scottish Cup.
Okay.
So still no win the fucking trophy. Unless I've made a bold prediction in my league table.
If we're knocking on the door, somebody eventually has to let us in. Surely.
Exactly.
We've been knocking on this door for fucking years.
Yeah, we have been. The law of averages does not work with this tournament. If you were going like that since the 60s, it's just some old guy going, "It'll be now!" The law of averages are really in our favour now.
I do often think back and think, with Hearts fans that were of like a particular vintage now, when they lived through a successful periods, did they ever think that
it would be this?
That we'd go, the best part of 6 decades without winning it. 6-7 decades. Let us know if you're an elderly gentleman or somebody that's been around since the last time that Hearts did win that shitty little cup.
I feel like they're not mutually exclusive. I feel like they're the same thing. Sorry to anybody who's listening and wanted to cling on to their youth, but it's a fucking lie. Embrace the times and the reality of life and your own mortality.
This football club has aged you like it'll age us.
Exactly. Right. Well, something that we hope ages us in a positive way is all the signings that we've had, because we can just be youthful through the joy that they bring us. Who do you think will be the signing of the season?
Yours is going to be Ocean McEntee.
Correct! So yes, it is!
So I'm going to have to go different. Kizarides or Braga? I will go Braga.
I thought you would. I already had the C written down for you that you were going to go with Braga.
Thanks.
That then potentially leads us onto the top goal scorer award.
I mean, even when it's not him, it's him. Lawrence Shankland would be the favourite. Mm-hmm. I know Shanks is the favourite to win the league's golden boot. Did you see that?
Is he?
72 on 365.
What's Maeda?
Good question. I think he was 5-1 last I looked.
I thought you would have been favourite.
Yeah, I'm quite surprised at that myself. I will say I'm going to back Braga. Why not?
I've also gone with with Braga. Also gone with Braga. So it's the first time we've agreed. Both got Braga as our top goal scorer. Young player of the season.
I mean, there is only really one candidate. I've not looked too
Yeah.
much into ages in terms of new signings, but it just has to be James Wilson, doesn't it? Even though I
Yeah.
think game time is going to be, I was going to say sporadic, but it's not. He's clearly a useful player, and he proved that within the League Cup group stages. Scored the first goal of the McInnes era, and then followed it up with a goal against Hamilton. Um, but yeah, I mean, I was going to cheat and say Macaulay Tate, but I can't because he's technically at Livingston, so I've got to go Wilson.
So final category of the Hearts specific categories is overall player of the season.
I mean, I've gone for Braga top goal scorer, Braga signing of the season. So, I mean, if he's winning those two, he probably should scoop the third.
Mhm.
Um, I'm tempted to go for somebody in a wide area though to try and
Yeah.
cover my bases. I'm really torn between Harry Milne and Alexandros Kizaridis. And the fact that Penrice won Player of the Year, I think a left back, I can't see winning it twice in a row. So
Yeah.
sorry, Harry. I'm gonna go for Kizzy. Let's get busy to be our
Ah,
Player
you've
of the Year.
ruined them. You've already ruined them before he's even had an
Sorry, I've gone for Peter
opportunity.
Parker to win our Player of the
Yeah,
Year.
there we go. We're back on. Hooray. Perfect. I have actually gone with Braga, but from the perspective of, I often think, I mean, Penrice was an exception to it. I feel like often Player of the Year just ends up being your top goal scorer for a
Yeah.
lot of fans. So
It's
I've
obviously
just went
really
with
annoying when
Braga.
Shanklin scoops both
Aye.
top goal scorer and player,
Yeah.
despite Braga's brilliance.
Yeah. I mean, if they both get 26 each, I'm absolutely fine with Shanklin getting the award.
Undoubtedly, they could give it to whoever. They can give it to Gogs the Kitman for all I care.
Exactly. Exactly. But here we go. What you're all here for, all the clips. Hi, me in a year time listening back to this.
Aye, aye, aye. Hello, future MacIver.
Yeah, actually, I'm keeping this document saved, so I'll make it so I don't need to go back and listen to us embarrass ourselves. I can just read us embarrassing ourselves.
Bye, future MacIver.
Yeah, exactly. He's never been here. It's an anomaly. So, as ever, we will start at the bottom because that's more exciting and we'll make our way up to the top. So, who do you have in the automatic relegation position? Give me a second. I just need to learn how many E's are in one team because I have a feeling I know where you're going.
Of course, it's Dundee.
Yeah, it's Dundee, isn't it? It's Dundee. That's what I've got.
Has to be Dundee. I mean, where do you want to start? The only Scottish Premiership club to not be in that League Cup draw. The Snakes, their manager, granted he won't
Love
be
you,
for
Stephen.
long. You're a fucking Judas. That could be the only thing that actually saves them, is if they sack him early enough. But can I really see Gordon Strachan and John Nelms doing that? No. I think they'll try and justify the appointment, which was a terrible appointment from the get-go,
Do you think
for
they
as long as they
will?
can. Yeah, I do. I just, I don't know. I feel like they're that stubborn that they would want to see it work. I also think in terms of midfield, like they've lost Lyle Cameron, they've lost Mo Salah, who I like. Um, they've not obviously lost Tiffany. Seb Palmer Holden's not extended his stay. I like Ziad Larkesh at left back. They've lost a good chunk of Tony Docherty's squad that I thought maybe was underperforming. I just think Dundee were so fun to watch last year
Yeah.
because there were goals at both ends, but I can only really see them going at one end this season, I'm afraid.
I also have Dundee 12th. Again, major caveat being, and this is always the caveat with teams that I don't think we've ever done a predictions where we've predicted a team to finish bottom and that team has kept their manager for the whole season.
No,
So that
because
always is a
naturally,
natural caveat.
yeah.
So,
Can I just say I found this really tricky, this table, because
yeah, so that.
there's places that I'm convinced are nailed on, but others that I'm thinking, well, I wouldn't be surprised if this happened or that. Like, I think there's a couple that are interchangeable, put it that way. But
Yeah, that's fair.
that's always going to be the case. No, I mean, the fact of us getting 12 out of 12, very, very seldom, rarely happens.
Yeah. Who have you got in the playoff relegation spot?
I want to stick this team higher. I really do, but I just feel as though the play style will see them get caught out one too many times, and it's Falkirk.
Interesting.
I hope I'm wrong and that they survive, because I love John McGlynn, as you know.
Yep.
Um,
As do I.
I, I just think they're up against it. I even think their business, like I think Scott Bain's a good signing.
Hmm. I
Between the
forgot he
sticks,
signed for them.
but in terms of others, like I don't know. I think it's a big ask for a double promotion to then stay in the league. They very well might via the playoffs. I think that's probably the best that they can hope for realistically. I can't place them any higher, to be honest.
I've got, for a similar reason, Livingston.
Oh no!
But with the
Don't say that.
caveat that they're not going to get relegated in the playoff.
Interesting. So you think both newly promoted teams will stay up?
Yes, I do. I do indeed.
I think I probably agree with that. Reason being, I've got Livingston in 10th.
Interesting.
So
We're still not getting any McGlynn with me. I love
I,
McGlynn. So
I,
we'll hear about him later with me.
I've been impressed by their business. I think there's good experience to accompany some of the young
Yep.
guns. The thing that sways it for me is I think David Martindale has shown that there's more than one way of playing throughout his
Hmm.
tenure now.
Yeah.
He very much was backs against the wall when they were up last time.
Yeah.
He moved into a dominant play style, which saw them rewarded with promotion last season. I think I'd be more confident of him switching it up than I would John McGlynn, and that's why I've gone for Livy to just finish above Falkirk. Who have you got 10th?
I have Kilmarnock.
Wow.
And I'll be
Okay.
honest, this is Stuart Kettlewell bias because I just think he's shit. But I had them 11th until I saw how reasonably well they've done in this Premier
I
Sports
was the
Cup.
same. I was very tempted to put Dundee and Kelly as my bottom two.
Yes, that is where I was
Yeah.
until I saw, ironically, I swapped him with Livy, who were in the same group as them. But
Yeah,
I
that's
just
right.
feel
And they
like,
scraped past them 1-0 at Rugby
yeah,
Park, and that's their season opener as well, Saturday.
yeah.
Tough game to call.
I feel like Kettlewell will do what he always does. He'll start all right, and everybody will be like, oh, here we go. Is the kettle finally boiling? And then, no, it's not. And
There's been a power cut.
by May, the power's never come back on for the last 5 months. Everybody's cold, freezing, shivering in the corner, crying. And I just think they'll do enough to stay up, but I think he'll be sacked at the end of the season.
But nothing spectacular.
Nah. Who have you got in ninth?
Kilmarnock. Again,
Fair.
it wouldn't be surprised if they finish lower. I think you're spot on. I've tried to be as kind as I could towards Kelly. Not impressed with their transfers. Lost a good chunk of players. I think that the players that they've brought in as replacements are fairly average.
Yep.
And as you say, Kettlewell's not the best appointment to replace the main man. Have we therefore got the same teams in the bottom four, just in a different order? Have you gone Falkirk ninth?
No, because I trust Joe McGlynn.
Wow,
I
that is
trust Joe
bold.
McGlynn with all my heart. This is
I
my
love
one
that.
bold one. I've got Motherwell.
Okay.
I've got Motherwell in ninth. I like that they're just not going with the traditional guys in charge. I really like
Yeah.
that. I feel like their business has been okay. It's not been amazing, but it's been all right. I'm putting some stock into their League Cup group stage performances. They drew with Hertha Berlin, which really surprised me as well. And I know again, see how much
They're
they
not
put
big
stock.
shakes, to be honest.
No, they're
I
not.
like
But
Hertha, but
Hertha were, listen, maybe I'm biased because I'm going to Berlin in a month and a half,
great
but
city.
I'm buzzing. But Hertha have played a few pre-season games. It wasn't like they were just at the start. So it's a good result for a team the size of Motherwell. But I do just feel there's an inevitability. A lot of this is also caveated with we're recording this and Lennon Miller is still a Motherwell player.
Good point.
There's rumours of Bologna and things like that happening.
You want that to be the move from,
Yeah,
don't you?
definitely.
That's I mean, if you could choose,
Yeah,
that's the one.
definitely. So if they have him, I think they might be all right.
Particularly
And
if they sell Lewis Ferguson as well. Sorry,
yeah,
I should say.
that is very true.
Just the next Scottish midfielder. It'd be
Yeah,
David Watson after they've sold Lennon Miller or
aye.
whoever.
But if they lose Miller, I don't really
Yeah,
know
it
where the
could be a
quality
long
is.
season.
Aye. Who have you got in eighth?
Motherwell,
Motherwell.
as we're talking
I
about them
always
again.
find it interesting how close we often are in these to each other.
I think it's just going to be another average season. Probably won't be caught in danger,
Mhm.
but I'd be pretty shocked if they gate crash the top six, if I'm honest. So again, I wouldn't be surprised at eighth, seventh, anywhere around there. So hold on a minute. You must have Falkirk in eighth. Surely you can't have them any higher. If
Listen,
you've gone rogue, haven't you? You've got them like gate crashing the top six or something.
listen. I love John McGlynn. All
So
right.
do I, but let's paint this with a tinge of realism here.
I love John McGlynn. But
It's
this is
not.
my limitations of how well I
Okay.
think he'll do. So yes, I've got them in eighth. I just
I think
think
that would be an unbelievable season.
it would be
for
insane.
Falkirk.
I just think they're going to coast on their first 10 games. First 11 games, sorry. I think the first round of fixtures, they'll just do well against teams who don't really know how to cope with them. And after their 11th
Pick up a
game,
wee surprise or two.
yeah,
Yeah, that kind of that sample of having played everybody in the league,
Yeah.
and then teams try and suss
then
one
they
another out.
kind of get
and-
found out. But I think they could do well in the opening round of fixtures, the opening third.
Interesting.
I just hope I'm right. I just want Falkirk to do well, not against us.
I listened to this podcast called This Week's ACA, and
Right.
it's run by lads that work for Sport and Life.
Right.
Great website, by the way, for those that like a punt, like myself. And one of the boys was talking about the fact that EFL teams, because they've been so used to winning, and they bring that
They
kind
come
of
up
air of
and do well.
confidence.
Yep.
Yeah, and that momentum kind of carries them into the new season until they hit a point where, as you
Yep.
say, they're then found out.
Sheffield United did it. Wolves did it when they came up.
Like even Ipswich to a lesser extent,
Yeah.
like these teams just ride waves because they're so like I'm intrigued to see how Birmingham do in the
Yeah.
English Championship, for example, because they were just week to week relentless.
Which is why, by the way, a further reason I think Sunderland will completely fall off, because before the playoffs, they lost their 6 games in a row. So they're not
they basically
coming off.
made the playoffs because of the start that they made,
Yeah.
crashed and burned, but had done enough to
Yeah.
secure their spot in the playoffs and then re-galvanized.
Yeah.
That
That is exactly my logic behind Falkirk. Exactly my logic
I
behind
like
it.
that. I like it. It's bold, but I think that's a good season for the
Go for
Bears. I mean, they've not been out the top tier for 15 years, and they were in League One, so it can't get much
Yeah.
worse, really, can it?
Exactly. Exactly. Who have you got just missing out on the top 6 in 7th?
Just missing out on the top six in seventh, I have Dundee United.
Oh, interesting.
I watched United against Una Strassen of Luxembourg the other night because I'm sad and have nothing else to do. I wasn't overly impressed, I'll be honest.
Okay.
I mean, the fact that they fielded a starting 11 of no Scots for the first time in their entire
Yeah, I saw
history
that.
was wild. I just feel as though it's come all too much, all too quickly. I don't know. Basically, I just think there's a load of transfers that have taken place at Tannadice. They've lost a kind of core of Scottish experience. I know they're not the best players, but like Declan Gallagher, Ross Docherty, just boys that have been there and done it in Scotland. A load of foreign imports. Like, I don't know. I really don't know. Because even with regards to our transfers, we've had a load of foreign imports, but we've still got a Scottish core throughout the team.
Yeah.
Be that either goalkeeper, centre halves, left back, whoever, Shankland up front.
Yeah.
I don't know about United. I think Jim Goodwin could be one that's on the chopping block if they get off to a poor start. I don't think. Still think there's some United fans that just haven't taken to him for whatever reason, and for that reason, I think he might be under pressure. Whether somebody could come in and kind of steer them to like they're not going to get relegated, but like steer them to
No.
safety or something. I don't know. I just yeah. I think they'll either be brilliant or just average, really. And
Yeah.
I've gone for just average, really.
I,
Who misses out for you?
I think, by the way, I've now worked out the rest of your table just from that one thing.
Okay. I did think the same when I'd got to. I feel like you've chucked a St Mirren here or somebody.
I've chucked a St Mirren here.
Yeah.
I think 4 years of top six is just one step too far for St Mirren.
Interesting. Okay.
And in a weird way, I'm kind of not basing it off them. I'm basing it off their history, where I don't think you can go from never getting in it to just being a mainstay in it for the rest of time. So
I'm intrigued. You've basically got like most Scottish football traditionalists' utopian top six.
yes, I do.
Then
Yeah, I literally do. Not
interesting.
necessarily in the order a lot of
Yeah.
people are thinking, I think.
God.
That was the most excited I've ever seen you. Um, I just feel like I watched because I'm sad. I watched Ayr St Mirren. Yes,
Wow.
the
You
other
must
day.
have nothing to do on
Yeah,
Sunday.
I had nothing to do. And I just felt like Ayr really gave them a game. And they looked good up until like when Killian Phillips scored his second. I was like, okay, they're in control. But Ayr were always there and abouts, in my opinion. And I just feel like it might be a season too far for Robinson. I don't mean in the perspective of his job's in any danger, because
No,
seventh
they
for
love
St
him through
Mirren's
there.
still a
Yeah.
fantastic result. But I think it could be
Do you think?
close.
Do you think in regards to that game it was circumstantial because both could have topped that
Maybe.
group?
Yeah,
I mean, they
maybe.
both ended up squeezing through anyway, so it
Yeah,
didn't really matter in the end. But I don't know.
it could have been. But I don't
Mind you, in
think
saying
there's going to
that,
be a gulf.
had they won and they'd have been group winners, we maybe would have. So, what am I
Yeah.
talking about? St Mirren would have been unseeded anyway. It's a load of absolute
Aye, true.
nonsense.
It's shite. We break into the top six. Have you got St Mirren in sixth then?
I was tempted to put Aberdeen,
Right.
but I have gone for St Mirren. Yes,
Okay. Right.
I actually think they're just a solid top six side. I really do.
Fair.
I think it doesn't matter what you throw at Stephen Robinson and St Mirren, they always seem to come out of it relatively unscathed. As you say, it may be a step too far, but I just feel like again he's got a conveyor belt where they've got good money for players recently. I mean, Olisanya that they sold to
Yeah.
Houston Dynamo for I think a couple hundred grand when he had like weeks left on his deals. An unbelievable bit of business. Um, Invaluable for a team like St Mirren. I would trust him if I was a St Mirren fan. Thankfully, I'm not. To go and get the kind of relevant replacements, or I wouldn't feel under threat with Stephen Robinson. Really, I'd be thinking, right, well, how how far can we go here realistically? So I don't see any reason why they can't finish in that top six again. I don't think it's going to be a strong division this
Mhm.
season. When I look at the bottom four teams in particular, I don't know. So yeah, again, I wouldn't be surprised if St Mirren finished fifth either. I think top four, okay, let's rein it in, but yeah, I'm going for around fifth, sixth for the buddies.
Well, who have you then got in fifth?
Interested what we're just going on to this rather than talk because you'll obviously have Dundee United in sixth, have you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I realised for some reason my brain went, I've spoken about Dundee United. I've not. Yeah, I have Dundee United in sixth. I just think they look. Maybe I'm just putting way too much stock into a European performance for Dundee United, which we've all learned is a bad thing to do, considering AZ is not that long ago.
Can
But
I just say that could be one of the best tweets I have ever seen a club admin put out. The fact that that was their last time in Europe was the 1-0
so
win, just
good.
conveniently forgetting the 7-0 pumping in the second leg.
So
And the amount
good.
of opposition, like Dundee fans just took the bait. Incredible work by the United admin,
Amazing.
I have to say. Great work.
Fantastic. I just have confidence. Maybe it's just because I fancy Jim Goodwin, but I
I
just
was
have
going to say,
confidence in them.
you are a Jim Goodwin stan.
I am. And maybe that is it. I'm just putting way too much emphasis in. Because I'll be honest, I have no justification for it at all. I just think they're going to do it.
You've got lost in his eyes or something.
I have.
That's
In
your
his
problem.
beard. That's it. But yeah, I've just decided they're going to be in the top 6. Who have you got in 5th?
I've got Aberdeen.
As have I. Finally, someone else we agree on.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was 6th. I think they'll naturally fall away given the grueling Thursday, Sunday that no Scottish team has ever
That is the
adapted
main
to.
thing. That's the main reason I've put them 5th.
We tried to become accustomed to that for a few seasons there.
I never did.
Doesn't bode well.
No.
I think top 6 would be another good season for Aberdeen. Really.
Especially when you think, I know it's weird because of how they won the cup, but think of how badly the latter half of their season went. Like, it was so bad.
It really was. That could be the strangest season of all time, being an Aberdeen fan. Because they must have thought, oh my God, we're actually going to split the Old Firm here. Then thought, holy shit, we could get dragged in a relegation battle. And then all of a sudden they're back up within the top 6, pushing for 3rd again, don't quite make it, but then somehow pull off the most unlikely Scottish Cup victory of all time.
Yeah. Mad. Absolutely mad. But I do get the main reason I've put them here is because of the European schedule. I just think they're going to really struggle.
4th.
Right. Here we go. Who have you got in 4th place?
Hibernian.
I have Heart of Midlothian.
No, you don't.
Because of a caveat I'd like to make so that I can then go back to this and be smug.
Oh my God. Why?
This is entirely dependent on me thinking Hibs will not make European football. Because I think if Hibs don't make group stages, we are both in a very similar place. A very similar place. If Hibs get European group stages, Hibs could finish 6th. Like, because it'll just completely fuck them up. But I think us and Hibs...
Don't want them in the top 6.
No, fuck them. I think us and Hibs, in the time we have done this podcast, have never been more comparable.
Interesting.
I think a big aspect of it as well is whether or not they get Triantis.
They won't.
I think they will. I've just kind of in the last couple... As soon as I saw he wasn't in that squad to play us...
Have you not seen that Sunderland team? They need all the help they can get.
True, that is very true. But as soon as I saw he wasn't in that squad, I was like, that's a sign. He might be going to Blackburn. We know.
I was going to say, I can't see Hibs forking out the... Okay, basically, because they've broken their transfer record, I can't see them doing that twice in the same window, can you?
No, but they might do it. Because it's Black Knight aspect. Again, we're both now in a position where we have external, bigger money funds influencing our transfer policy. I think Hearts and Hibs will be right beside each other all season, and the derbies will be what it comes down to pretty much, or the odd result against the Old Firm. But I would like to caveat that with, I think it's dependent on if Hibs don't get group stage European football. If we are just both in the exact same situation, our game weeks are the exact same, I think it'll be incredibly tight, and I wouldn't be surprised if either of us finished 3rd. But if I now am sitting here and we release this on Wednesday and Hibs beat Midtjylland at home, or they get beat but drop down and then they win their ties through that and get into the conference properly...
I bet they get Partizan Belgrade and are papped out as soon as.
Yeah, like that.
But that's the one bonus if they do
it.
make it is the hope that they then become distracted with it,
yes.
and then we can avoid both them and Aberdeen like the plague.
Definitely. So this is obviously the prediction that when we come back next at the end of the season, I'm sat going ha 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 as we finish 3rd by 10 points. I forgot about Hibs in it as they finish 7th, kind of thing. I know it's also a big claim that I'm predicting them to finish back-to-back 3rds for the first time, I think, fucking ever. But I'm not saying it in terms of Hibs will get third and whoever finishes fourth will be 12 points behind. I think whoever gets third, if it is us, and you're right, and most of the Hearts fan base is right, I think if we get third, Hibs will only be a couple of points behind us. If Hibs get third, I think we'll only be a couple of points behind them.
I'm a bit confused there. You said if I was right.
Yeah, right. Listen, like, I'm just assuming you've said you've got us to finish third.
Did I?
Oh no! I've just realised what this means. There's no way. I thought my thing was going to be the boldest claim with Hibs getting third and Falkirk being the almighty dominators.
In the third.
No way.
Really disappointed to say that I've opted for Hearts.
Right, Jesus Christ. Never do that to me again. Never put me through that moment again.
Yeah, let's all just settle down. But third has to be the aim. 100%.
It has to be the aim. And I think, as I say, the context of it is huge. If we don't get third by like 10 points, calm down. It's year one of Jamestown. This is the bit that gets clipped when we get beat in October. Like,
I feel like Yandanda.
Yeah, exactly. You never want to feel like Yandanda. So, I think my heart says you're right. My head says I can't call it. I'm going to err on the side of caution. Because then at the
Your
very
head
least...
says I'm wrong. Thanks.
Yeah, at the very, very least, if Hibs do finish third, the one small crumb of comfort I have is that I predicted it. Like, that's it.
Got the comfort blanket out. What is this?
I hope I'm wrong. I hope this is the one where, you know, where it's like your aim in these games is to get close to zero because you want to get like bang on each time. I hope this is my like 8-pointer. And I've predicted for Hibs to finish third and they actually finish 11th. I'd get fucking relegated. Like, that's the dream.
A quintuple bogey.
Exactly. That's what I'm hoping here. Fuck the points at the end. Haha, let's laugh at Hibs. Hopefully I'm not sat here going, the only thing I got right was Hibs finished third. Who have you got as second then?
Wait, hold on a second. So you've got us third, just to clarify.
No. I've got Hibs third.
You've got us fourth. Yeah. Hibs third. Sorry.
Us fourth. I think Hearts and Hibs will finish third and fourth in some variation, and I think there'll be a gap between Aberdeen and fifth.
I agree with that. Whether it's Aberdeen,
we've just got it the other way around. Yeah.
Okay. Second place, again, would not be surprised here. I've gone for Rangers.
Yep, I'm the same. Even though I think Russell Martin's a good appointment, I don't think they'll give him time.
No, neither do I. I think... I don't know. Celtic are just standing still, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. It's weird.
Like
it's really weird.
They've signed 6 players, but it doesn't feel like they've signed 6 players because the fans are constantly moaning. My kind of annoyance, or not annoyance, but my boredom stems from Celtic fans going, "Oh, we've got all the money in the bank. It's time that Lowell got his checkbook out." £10 million players are not wanting to come and play.
Yeah.
With all due respect, in Kilmarnock and Motherwell. Like, Celtic's transfer policy is ultimately what we should be aspiring to be copying.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I can't believe the criticism that the Celtic board gets. It's like when Rangers fans criticise James Tavernier. I find both baffling. But I do think there has been some inactivity. Whether Rangers can stump up some cash to overtake them, I think's maybe a wee bit too premature. I think Russell Martin will build something if given the time, but I don't think there's a great deal of patience, to be honest, in most of the stands at Ibrox. So that's why I've got them second and Celtic to retain the title and then go ahead of Rangers on 56.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think of that.
Because both are on 55 heading into.
Yeah, of course.
So
I'm the exact same. I'm the exact same. I think Russell Martin is a good appointment, but I don't think the Rangers fan base will give him time. A lot of obviously Rangers' previous seasons recently have been made on like their European ventures and their domestic ventures.
Did you watch them in Europe against Panathinaikos?
I saw the highlights of it. and it felt like Panathinaikos should have scored about
Oh,
3.
the total smash and grab.
Yeah,
But like they've actually set themselves up
really well.
to go over to Greece and try and get through that. If they get
But
through that, the Champions League draw is better than the Europa League
I
draw.
know it's unbelievable. It's
Crazy.
unbelievable. But yeah, I just think there is a gap. I saw my mate's a Celtic fan, and he made a point where he was like, "There's a genuine. You could argue that our attacking options of Shankland, Wilson, Braga, and Kiziridis are better than Yang, Forrest, Ida, and somebody else." And I was like, I wouldn't go that far yet because we don't know if
Telio?
our lot can do. Yeah, yeah. And it was like, we don't know if our lot can do it in the top flight of Scotland yet because they've been able to do it against Dumbarton. But that seems to be where Celtic fans, as you were saying, have their mindset at, where it's like that it isn't good enough, it's not okay. And I know
Oh,
it's
they think they're sleeping at the wheel here.
yeah, I know it's more of a point about Europe, where it's like we know we're not competing domestically. It's more about our chances in Europe. But it's kind of like I still feel like there's been an overreaction. But
There's places in football like, come on.
yeah,
Scottish sides are never going to do anything in Europe again. I'd love for that to be
yeah,
wrong, but let's be honest here.
yeah,
Like
exactly.
there's stratospheres apart. It's different sports.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Chelsea in that bloody conference.
Aye, true. Yeah.
How on earth are they in the conference?
Yeah,
Like,
it's just
sorry?
it's ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. But that is our full predictions for the season ahead. How right will we be? Probably not very. We'll get Celtic right, and that'll be it.
Not too many.
We're very
different-
similar again.
I think we've got teams in kind of the same groups of the table.
Yes.
It's as to where they'll finish.
Yeah.
The only is kind of is it sixth to eighth.
Mm-hmm.
That's a wee bit different. The
Yeah.
top 5 are obviously we've
The
got
same.
one, yeah, the same
Same
bar,
teams,
third and
yeah.
fourth. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So interesting.
Aye, we'll see. But let us know your predictions, your tables, your
Yeah,
individual
leave them in the
categories.
comments. No cheating. I don't want to come back to this in May
Aye,
2026
exactly.
and you've conveniently got 12 out of 12 on the
Yeah.
league table.
No
Very
chance.
good.
No chance at all. But all of these predictions are pointless until the league campaign starts, which is this weekend, except for us.
Come on.
It's Monday night. Because Hearts
Actually,
will
I forget
start.
there's a game to preview as well.
Yeah, exactly.
At the end of all this.
Aye. Hearts will begin their. I was going to say, it is the William Hill Premiership, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, the William Hill Scottish Premiership campaign
Terrible
at
name.
home. It is a terrible name.
Bring back
At
the Clydesdale
home.
Bank or Bank of
Oh, I
Scotland or
miss
something.
that. I miss the Clydesdale Bank. That was when it was great.
The cinch was iconic as well, to be fair.
Cinch was
the
great in
God,
fairness,
God
yeah.
bless the cinch.
Yeah, exactly. But we start with it's the first competitive league game for Derek McInnes as Hearts manager, and he's coming against the team that he is most synonymous for, Aberdeen, the Scottish Cup holders. Yes,
Your 4th versus 5th.
my 4th versus 5th, your 3rd versus 5th. But immediately a team we are going to be in direct competition with the entire season. Now,
Yeah.
this will be Aberdeen's first competitive game of the season. This will be our 5th competitive game of the season. We are obviously coming off the back of a fantastic pre-season. They've just been beaten by Ipswich. How do you think the game will go?
Hearts win all day.
Do you think so? Obviously,
Are you
right?
taken aback by that confidence?
Not when you look at the context of how the joke is always that the home team just wins this fixture anyway, but there's
Right.
that pessimism inbuilt into me going, McInnes is the manager. That's all the media's going to talk about. We never lose at home at Aberdeen. We're going to lose at home at Aberdeen after how class this pre-season's been.
I see a lot of Aberdeen fans giving it the whole Hearts are match fit. We've not had the same preparation yet, and I think that's right, to be honest.
Yeah.
So I'm confident. I think we're in good shape, scoring goals, not giving many up, nothing to fear. Just fucking get wired in and beat the bastards, basically.
What would your team be? And I think we're going to have very similar teams, I think.
This is probably trickier than predicting the scoreline.
Aye.
Clark in goal.
Yep.
back four of see Borch Greving. We don't think he's ready, do we?
I don't know. I'll be honest. I've included him just in case.
I'd be tempted to put McEntee back there. I know it's not his best position, but
Right.
just given the circumstances, I feel more confident with him there than Adam Forrester, if I'm honest.
Who did well against Sunderland, I'll say.
He did.
He did well.
He did.
But yeah, I know. I get your point, generally.
And was good against Aberdeen at Hampden, actually.
Yeah, he
last
was.
season.
He was.
I forget that. But I'd go back four of Milne, Finlay, Halkett, and McEntee.
Okay.
Any word on that?
I'm trying to work out, because this immediately is very different to my team. I thought we were going to have almost the same team.
Benny and, well, in saying that, is Benny going to make it? Oh, I don't know.
I'm including Benny in mine just in case he is.
It's Benny and Cammy Devlin.
Right.
Kizaridis has to start. I feel like there's got to be a curveball, though. I think it might be something daft, like Kabangu. Alan Forrest, maybe on the other, like, I don't know. One of those two. And then Braga Shankland.
Interesting.
I don't know. The right flank is very much I was going to say a problem area. That's terrible, but it's one that I'm undecided as to who I'd want to see play there.
So the team I want, and I think the team we'll play, if fitness permitting, obviously.
Of course.
Clark in goal.
Yeah.
A back three of Finlay, Halkett and Kent. Milne, Borgevink as wing-backs. Midfield three of McEntee, Devlin, Benny. Front two of Shankland and Braga. I hope that's the team, because I think that is the team that's what we played in the second half against Sunderland and fucking blitzed them. That is the team that I think works best.
I was going to say that sounds really defensive.
I don't think it does. I don't think it does at all.
But that's what I was going to say. Would you expect us to? Because I expect us to have most of the ball against Aberdeen at Tynecastle. I don't know whether we thought that would be the case against Sunderland, so that's why we named that team. If you see what I mean. I
know what you mean, but I think the way McInnes plays Milne and Borgevink, they wouldn't be.
They're just
wing backs. They're part of the midfield, pushing forward, and McEntee can go across to help. Devlin can go across to help on either side. Milne
will just cover every blade.
Exactly. I think that's an attacking, high pressure team. I think that's I actually think, looking at it, that is probably our best system. Because I like a three.
Lost all this.
I like a three like this, like an Inter Milan three, where it's like it's a three, but it's because the fullbacks are part of the midfield. Like it's not defensive. We are the Inter Milan of Scottish football. We had the kit. We'll bring that back next season once we've won everything.
I call Derek McInnes the Scottish Simeone, and I know that Diego Simeone played for Inter Milan, but that's where the similarities end.
I like I'm saying it. Let's start the season off with controversy. I like my team more than yours.
Fine. Okay. Well,
we're going to get beat in a random formation. 4-4-1-1 or something.
Yeah, we'll play a 4-3-3 against Scotland.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yours, at least, you know where everybody is. Mine's still very much a work in progress in terms of I have 10 of my 11, but not my starting right winger. So, I don't know. It's going to be Alan Forrest, isn't it?
It is definitely going to be Alan Forrest.
Look at that touchline.
What is your score prediction?
2-0 Hearts.
I was also going to go a 2-goal cushion, but 3-1. I think 3-1. I think we'll concede.
Interesting.
But we're both going wins to start off the campaign.
Better be 3 points, boys.
Yeah.
Come on. Do not let us down.
Let's see if you can start the campaign with a win in the quiz.
I could not give two hoots about my performance in the quiz in comparison to Hearts' performance against Aberdeen.
I disagree. The man is entirely self-involved. He would rather wins the quiz and Hearts get beat. Know that, loyal listeners. Know that about them.
Nonsense.
I'll be honest.
Oh no.
I think I've given you a nice. There's a positivity, so I wanted to keep the positivity going.
Oh,
I think this
Jesus.
could be
You
your
say
first 5 out
this.
of 5.
You say this. It's
I
like,
think it's going to happen, and I want it to happen for you
who
to
are the
keep the
top three
positivity going.
post-war scorers for
Yes, correct. Oh, how did you? Have you looked at my notes? Well, no, because let's just no even beat around the bush here. You already said the answer to one of these
Oh,
questions
yes. Come
earlier.
on.
So, Hearts scored 4 in 4 consecutive games for the first time since when?
Thank you, Scott. 1959.
He's off to a flyer. He's 1 for 1.
Come on.
The one problem for you potentially is
Name their
that
opponents.
no, that was your multiple choice, but you didn't get the options because
Oh,
you knew it.
yikes. Oh, no.
Right, we're straight into the true or false.
Okay.
True or false? Alexandros Kizaridis is just the 4th Greek player ever to play for Hearts.
Karatides, Tsioulas, Avlanitis. Yeah, true.
Oh, he's forgot the best one. He's forgot Fisas. Yes! How did you remember Avlanitis but not Fisas? Fuck me.
No. Oh,
He's
what a
forgot.
shocker.
He's forgot the great Harry Milne's taken up so much space in his head.
That's
he's forgotten about the best
Well,
left
put
back
it this
ever.
way. I'm just going back Milne, Penrice,
Yep.
Cochrane, Kingsley.
I can't believe you forgot Fisas.
Oh, no.
I was like, he's going to get Fisas. He's going to get Karapidis. He's going to get Cholis. Will he remember Avlanitis?
They're all recent memory, or more recent than Takis Fisas. Oh, that's a shocker.
If this is the only thing that stops you getting 5 out of 5.
Oh, that's bad.
Right, you're 1 for 2.
Sorry. I'm so sorry, Takis. That's a shocker.
Well,
I can't believe. See, when you said, "Oh, you've forgotten the best one," I'm thinking, "No, I haven't."
Cholis was class.
No. Oh no!
Well, listen, Adam, start as you mean to go on for the season.
That's it. They can only get better, mate. That's it. The only way is up, as they used to sing.
Hearts have made, at the time of recording, 7 signings. Because Kabore and Magnuson aren't the official yet. So it'll be 9, but just now it's 7. Who has been the most expensive player thus far out of the 7?
Oof.
I don't mean their market value. I mean how much we spent to bring them in.
Honestly, could not tell you.
I'll give you a clue. Shankland,
but...
it's not Shankland, for example, because he was technically a free agent.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
Listen, you forgot Takis Fisas, mate. I'm trying to give you as much help as I possibly can.
Well, I'm thinking McEntee was also free because his contract with Walsall was up. Stuart Finley's coming on loan. I would suspect it's Claudio Braga, although I'm torn between, again, it comes down to Braga or Kizaridis. I'm going Braga, don't know.
Well done for going Braga, because that is not only the right answer, but Kizaridis, we got on a free.
Oh, was he a pre-contract as well?
Yep.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So we've spent money on 3 players out of the 7 so far. Braga, do you know how much he was?
500 grand or something?
€500,000.
Okay.
So like 470 or something like that.
Right.
Next,
Cabangu obviously making his deal a permanent one.
Next is Cabangu on €290,000.
And who does that then leave? Kajota?
Correct, on €150,000.
Again,
the rest have been
recency bias.
Yeah.
It's you chucking out the 0506 comparisons. I've just put that part of that to one side, obviously.
Yeah. The rest of them.
That's so bad.
I can't believe it.
That's a shocker.
The rest of them have been either loans, as you said with Finley, or the rest have just been free transfers. So Kizaridis is a free. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. There you go. Wow.
Final question before the Who Am I? Heart and Midlothian have been dominant in their opening competitive fixtures, scoring 4 in each game as mentioned earlier. However, are you paying attention to the orders? Because who scored the 3rd goal of our campaign?
The 3rd goal of our campaign was Lauren Shankland from the penalty spot against Dunfermline Athletic.
He smashed it. He's even given the way it was scored. Well done. 3 out of 4.
Thanks.
Let's see if you get this Who Am I.
Oh, no. I actually don't want to get this.
I think you will, because I feel like it's a bit of a gimme, because I thought I was keeping the positivity going. Right. Are you ready?
No. I'm signing off now. Let's just abandon this episode. This can't go out.
We spent the last hour and a half. Right.
He won the fucking Euros with Greece. How do you not remember?
He won the cup with us. Anyway.
That's a much bigger achievement than winning
Yeah,
the Euros
exactly. I have played exclusively in England and Scotland. I've won 3 promotions in my career and 2 trophies, but not necessarily major ones.
Okay.
I've played for a Champions League club. I represent a nation internationally that isn't my birth one.
Ooh.
I played in a historic game for Hearts and was instrumental in the result. In my 2 years at the club, I never got a goal or an assist. Who am I?
Ooh. I like it.
Thank you. Starting off strong.
I was thinking Callum Patterson all throughout that, but it's quite clearly
Interesting.
not. Who I see he's signed for MK Dons.
Yeah, fuck you, Callum.
Bitterly disappointing that.
Shocking.
Oh, God. No goals or assists.
Yep.
And that's over 2 years, so it's a largely forgettable player. Are they in the Takis Fisas level of forgettable, I wonder? Oh my God. England and Scotland. See, I'm going to have to ask for the clubs in order because that will then give me an idea of
fucking bastard.
where they've been acquired from and then pissed off to.
Thank fuck he didn't get Takis Fisas, man.
Oh no.
Leeds. Went on loan to Oldham and Sheffield United. Then Rotherham. Whilst at Rotherham, went on loan to Barnsley. Then Barnsley. Then Hearts. Then Rochdale.
Oh, I think I know who it is.
Fucking, I knew you would.
Aidy White.
Oh, he's not even got a question. He's kept the question in the chamber, but he gets Aidy White. He knows left backs that aren't Takis Fisas. I cannot believe that you were about to get your first ever 5 out of 5, and the reason you haven't is because of fucking Takis Fisas.
I'm actually so angry that I've got that. So angry.
So to explain the clues, he's exclusively played in Scotland and England. He's won 2 trophies, one of which was the championship with us, and one of which was the League One with Rotherham.
I thought we signed him directly from Leeds, so we didn't then.
No, we signed him from Barnsley.
Barnsley, Jesus.
Yeah. Sorry, he didn't win the League Two with Rotherham. He won the Football League trophy with Barnsley. That was his actual trophy. Yep.
It's a big one, that.
I have played for a Champions League club, Leeds. I play for a nation that isn't the one of my birth.
A Champions League club? What? They were in the Champions League when he played for them?
No, well, technically...
No.
No. But no, a club that's been in the Champions League was my point. I was about to be like, how old is Aidy White?
That's like saying that George Grant played for a Champions League club because he's ex-Nottingham Forest.
Correct.
Barry Mackay.
Correct. Yes. But absolutely.
That was to try and throw me off.
You got it! You can't complain about the clues.
I'm just saying, it's not, when I think of the Champions
Not
League,
PSG.
I don't think Leeds United, do I?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I represent a nation internationally that isn't the one from my birth. I thought he was Irish.
Yeah, so did I.
Yeah,
Born
but
in England, presumably.
He's from Leeds.
Oh, wow.
I played in a historic game for Hearts and was instrumental in the result. Do you think you could get this?
Yes, because I thought of it. Was it not the semi-final against Hibs and he won the... Did he win the pen?
Yes, he did. Yeah. Well done. That's exactly it.
I seem to remember some like Ronaldinho mazy run down.
That was in the final. Side. That was in the final. He dinked it over the Celtic boy's head and just like ran through. And then
wow, that was a total guess that he won the pen from which Liam Boyce then scored. Presumably.
Yep. Wow. Correct. In my 2 years at the club, I never got a goal and assist because winning a penalty doesn't count as an assist.
Shouldn't.
I think it should. So yeah, you got Aidy White, you got all the questions, you just forgot the greatest left back to ever play for us existed. So If you can't get 5 out of 5 here, when are you ever going to get 5 out of 5?
Please be honest with me, comment section. There has to have been somebody else that forgot Takis Visas. Please, I beg you. I cannot be the only one.
I
It was the
think
way that I
most.
so confidently
I know.
named the other absolute numpty. Well, Carrick
Fucking
was good. But the two
Avlanitis,
numpties
man.
under Cathro. Oh, God.
So,
that's pain. I'm never going to get 5 out of 5 in this quiz,
No,
ever,
no.
am I? Never.
I
Ever.
also like if you're watching on YouTube.
It's like
Adam's
Hearts winning the League Cup.
Yeah, it's just never going to happen. Law of averages, but it
happen.
never happens. If you're watching on YouTube, Adam is feeling as dark as his room is.
Yes,
He's just...
I do apologise. I realise this that you might see an edit within the middle of this podcast. I should have turned the light on. Subsequently didn't, but this is exactly how I'm feeling.
Yes, I like it. Yeah, exactly. Just completely black out
Gather
everything.
my thoughts here.
I also think
Get
it's
the whiskey out of the cupboard.
it's very Perth to Paisley to end a podcast on such levels of negativity after the wall-to-wall positivity that we've had. Huge fan.
This is going to be emblematic of our season. We
Yeah.
arrive with such fanfare. Everything's great. It's sunny outside. Like there's nothing that can possibly go wrong until it does, and then bang! Before you know it, pish and rain. Curtains are closed over. I'm just sat here sipping on my whiskey, wondering what the hell happened.
Incredible.
Oh dear God.
Absolutely incredible. We hope you thought the episode was incredible. And if you have, please let us know on your podcast platform of choice. It massively helps us out. If you've been watching us on YouTube and seeing Adam's despair, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. We are now over 500 subscribers. Thank you so much, everybody who got us to that milestone. Massively appreciated. Let's see how far we can go this season. Perth to Paisley on all the socials, perthtopaisley@gmail.com if you want to fire us over an email. Adam, where can they mock you with Takis Visas related quips?
You can remind me all about Takis Visas, Greece's Euro 2004 triumph, or Hearts very nearly bottling a cup final against Gretna at Kendo's column.
We will be back next week to discuss all the fallout from the opening league weekend and into Monday night. Our game specifically, of course. Any new signings that hopefully happen, any departures that happen. And we're also going to do a kind of who would we keep, who would we bench, who would we sell type feature as well.
It's got to get chopped, baby. All these incomings.
Correct.
A top-heavy structure.
Absolutely does. But that's all next week. I hope you enjoy the opening league game. Hopefully it's a win. But until then, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Come on, it fucking Hearts!